might be their map for it. And we're going to hop into the map right now. Mirage, it's well known and well loved, or well hated. Who knows what your opinion is on that one, but it's been around forever. And now we get to see these two teams play against each other on it for the first time. What can they do? Kios is close up with the dual Berettas, dropped over to him. He has the Kevlar with those, and they've been sort of edging their way into the meta lately on the CT pistols. Could usually work out for a couple of kills, but this time, no. Realzin gets a jumping headshot toward those dualies, but it's not going to matter because Sixer and Lambert are still here to try and make something happen. But little do they know, it's actually going to be a B site play. It's going to be JNT to clear out the B bomb site. And they're going to start luring that bomb over. Lambert was already aware it could be a possibility, but look where Hadji is. Does he have the timing? No, it's a good check from Luca. That could be important, but it does give the information to LDLC and what exactly Sharks are doing.
Yeah, I'm not able to do anything about that bomb going down now either, so that confirms at least the extra money, but they've got a strong position for the afterplant. As I say that, obviously, Maka very quickly shuts me up with a headshot on Zevi. JNT at least able to find success with his kitchen control, but that's all that they're able to find so far. He's now left alone, and he decides to stick around on the bomb site itself. Up close in the back corner, and he just one-taps it straight up. Doesn't have to use more than a couple of bullets to get that one done, and that is very, very clean from JNT. He had a few moments, I suppose, on that previous map, but overall was pretty quiet. I recall him kind of being on 3 kills when they got that second gun round maybe going with the double up setup at around round 7 or so. So he was definitely a little bit slower to kick things off on the previous map, and maybe that's the extra push that they need. Someone else who's going to be there alongside Luca and Zevi.
Yeah, that was a very nice clutch from JNT. I love that a lot. He was the man who cleared out the site, called it was clear, tried to get his teammates over, and he got the kill close up in toward market. And yeah, absolutely perfect. Picking up that P2000 and winning it out on the T side. Not many clutches where that is the win weapon, I guess you could call the weapon used to win it out, especially on the T side. Not many P2000 users really overall. Lambert is the one to wield that for LDLC. And in we go toward the B site once again. Unfortunately for Sharks, they are walking into a stack, so they need to be careful. Thankfully, it's a full eco stack, basically, except Six's P250. But it's still dangerous because they've got some players boosted up, they've got some players stacked in corners, but thankfully, they just about get away with it with 4 players alive. 9 HP on Luca, 12 on Realzin. That was a bit scary. Could have easily lost 2 more bodies there, but they will get away with it, and they'll get their 2-0, and we're ready to see LDLC pulling out that AWP on Maka. That's what we want to see to start. He doesn't have armor, but still, it's going to be LDLC basically at full strength, apart from that, for the first buy round.
Yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate. It looked like they might have had a chance for a bit more, as you said. I think Kios just let his shots fire off a little bit too soon up on the box there in the boost position. We'll see, though, coming onto the gun round, this is where things really start to matter, as you said. And, well, this is a quicker A play. He spotted at least 2 of those players as the shoulders showed around the corner. The smoke's down, though, are going to stop much really from being done about actually denying the advance forward. The question is, though, will they be able to do much about stopping the bomb itself, I was going to say, from going down, because they've got pretty much everyone already in position, but a spam in towards that ticket booth is good for a kill on Sixer, and with that, they have so much time that they really don't need to force this commitment anymore. They can hold off and wait for some plays to come back in from LDLC, looking for info, looking for control, and it's actually coming from LDLC, and it seems so far to be working in their favor. Kios just about gets the second, but it might not be enough. Maka's left alone now.
I really thought LDLC were going to come back into that one. I have to say, it looked like they had some good flashes. I mean, it looked like even the kill feed dictated that Luca had team flash one of his mates there in that situation. But in the end, it's going to work out. And this is the sort of play in general that we come to expect from the Brazilian sides, not just Sharks, but also Godsend and other teams around that region. They're so aggressive and so powerful in their site takes, and there's definitely a chance they could overrun LDLC in this one. I mean, already they're going to take a 3-0, winning up their first buy round, of course. Maka has no choice but to save that glass cannon AWP. Couldn't get it into the action at all. I get 1 pick on the exit, but he's not going to show himself, surely. He wants to be safe for now. But yeah, as you say, that was just really fast to begin with. Then patience. Then the redeploy of utility came in with flashes and smokes to get themselves a bit further onto the site and get the bomb into position. And it was enough.
Yeah, it got a bit scary though, because LDLC done a good job initially of trading as they pushed back in to catch those players. But yeah, Sharks just kind of posted up. They ensured that they had everyone ready, a couple players even on the anti-flash, I'm pretty sure. And with that, we're able to handle it pretty well, giving themselves an initial 3-0 lead now. The first gun round goes their way. Obviously, there's a saved up over for Maka. Other than that, though, it's only pistols that they have in play. And while that up not finding too much around top mid, it will narrow, I suppose, the options down. And they'll see that utility coming over on towards A now with, again, a bit of a stack in place here. And, well, there we go, Kios. We get to see that from his teammates' perspective. Six are actually going to join in on the action as well. And can Kios give any more? No, unfortunately not. If he was able to get one more there, keep it in on the keep it in the 2-on-2 rather, then I would have said there would have been some hope here for something to be done. But instead now it's only Lambert left standing. And, well, despite having that up, I don't know if he's going to have much chance in winning the round. I was going to say could even consider the save once again, but he wants a shot at this one, as you can see. And for now, they're just, again, parking the bus, waiting for the mistake, waiting for the play to be made. And there it is, hand-delivered to Pank. He just kind of sits back. They don't want that up, do they? No, he actually just traded out for a nicer skin right there. Zebi's got his priority straight.
Exactly. Yeah, that was strange. I mean, I would have preferred to see Lambert go off and save there rather than stick around. Especially if it's a 1 versus 2, I'd say stick
same.
around. But 1 versus 3, not for me. And I mean, they can buy in this next round anyway. I guess that's his thinking behind it. No need, because they've got a double AWP straight up here, Maka and Sixer. But yeah, that was dangerous for Sharks. I mean, they walked through an A ramp smoke, for goodness sake, and got 2 of their heads taken off, and JNT still went through it and took 2 back. So that could have easily gone wrong in a different universe. But as it is, we do get to see LDLC's buy round coming in now. As I said, with that double AWP setup, Sixer on that secondary. He used to be the AWPer. He used to be the primary for the LDLC team before they added Maka. But that's a scary one, of course, now, with having those 2 guys on this team. It's very much 2 solid AWPers that you'd want. Maka, of course, has been linked with bigger moves in the past as well. He is a bit of a talent on that AWP. Bit of damage early on toward Connector, but that's it for now. And they're actually going to play around this connector smoke, which could work out for them. Might catch off LDLC here. We'll have to see how it goes. Lambert's got his back turned toward jungle. They're sort of in it right now. One looking one way, one looking the other, waiting for this smoke to fade. Playing that smoke fade advantage. 40 seconds to go. What's the call? Into A we go.
This is a solid setup. It's going to be hard to deal with, though, as the flash comes over with the peak from Palace, I was going to say. But J&T, he's a little bit later on the follow-up, so it gives them the chance at least to keep the trades equal. And it ends up in a 2-on-2 here as things finally calm down a little bit, it seems. A good trade back in towards jungle. They're allowed for the bomb, of course, to have the space here to actually get planted. Although that boost up on short, I think, might have the chance to catch the push through connector. Indeed, Zevi not going to land his shot. And on the other hand, Maka, he won't be missing those up shots at all. It's the head of Pank that he finds, giving them plenty of time for that defuse. As I think they look around for a little bit of utility, perhaps to salvage. Not giving themselves too much time for it, actually. Just wanting to get that defuse in very quickly. Looking to get that first round for themselves on the board. They're still down by a bit here, and you can see the economy of Sharks is still flourishing on the majority of players. It's only J&T that's going to need a drop. And I think they should be able to give that to him. Indeed, they've already gone ahead and given it over. So everything's there again for Sharks. They have nothing left over afterwards, though. So this is LDLC's chance to chain the 2 together. And then off the back of it, very likely have an easy 3rd round. But Sharks, they won't make this one easy by any means. They've got that up straight back out on Zevi as well.
So it was interesting round that one for Sharks. It was quite a nice idea. I really liked going together like they did towards CT in triple position, but in the end, just too much to deal with. And Haji was actually a bit lucky to win his duel as he was boosted up on the short, on the cat railing there, looking in toward window. Unfortunate timing, but we're actually going to be grouping up toward Palace very quickly here. This could catch Kios off. He will make his way in towards Sandwich just in the nick of time. He's going to be okay, but in come the flashes, and he's got Maka to support as well, and it's going to be an absolute wipeout. That's the setup you want. Again, 2 flashes is not going to be enough, even if they're spot on, to get you out of Palace in that situation. Kios knows where Zevi is as well. Going to jump in for more. Good flash. Down to 16 HP. 1 bullet required. Trying to fake it out. He doesn't actually. Trying a bit too hard to fake out the shots there, and Zevi will keep himself alive, but the round is basically already in LDLC's hands here.
Yeah, unless Sharks are able to give us a little bit of what LDLC done back on map 1, fighting off the back foot in some of these clutch situations, but it really has to be JNT to do it all, and while he's not able to get the first, it's Lambert swings in up close. Pretty straightforward on that kill right there, leaving Zevi alone on low health, and well, he's been spotted, so I'm not fancying his chances to win out the round, and I don't really like his hopes of managing to save over the op either, if I'm being honest. It looks like they're going to hunt them down pretty happily, knowing obviously that the economy coming into the next round is going to be really restricted for Sharks. Let's see the jump coming in over top, maybe.
Possibly. I mean, Haji's just creeping up right now, and Lambert can just jump in as well. The police are coming, quite literally right now. Haji will take him down just before he peaks, or just as he peaks, I should say. And it will be an easy second in the end for LDLC. A nice win for them, as you say. It does put the economy of Sharks down to that basically full eco situation. I think the only real choice here is a full eco. I think one of JNT or Pank will probably full eco themselves. One of them could buy a pistol, one of them can full eco, so they can drop the AWP over to Zevi in the next round. But they're just going to stick with 5 Glocks, I think. And right now, in a round such as this, the only thing you can do is go one by one toward TV room, rather than block all your teammates, and waste the utility of the CT side, and try and at least have a discussion about what you're going to do in the next round. That's all you can do in something like this.
Yeah, with 5 Glocks here, I'm not imagining much. 2 kills would be nice. A bomb plant would also be a massive bonus, but the chances of that not really too high. Mirage is one of those maps where it's pretty difficult to get the bomb down. There's not many where it's easy to get an eco plant anymore, really, to be fair. Train was the one where you had B that you could kind of charge down. But RIP Train, obviously. Nice little spray down from Lambert. Shouldn't really be refacing here. I do as well, yeah. Train was a fun one. Never got to cast it too often, if I'm being honest. A lot of teams would kind of avoid it. Normally it'd be a map where one team would be really strong on it, and then maybe the other would be at most kind of okay, and then because of that you just wouldn't want to really go towards it.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? I mean, I genuinely enjoyed the Train tactics that they were displayed by these teams, and back in, it was quite a long time ago now actually, when Train was removed. And yeah, I liked it. I got to cast it quite a lot when I was doing ESEA Advanced, because one of the teams I followed had Train, and was one of their best maps, and they always seemed to manage to win out Train. And it was a nice, as you say, it was a nice specialist map to have that would force an opponent to ban it, right? So it sort of opened your pool up elsewhere. Anyway, back in the present, in the map that's always been a constant in the pool, in Mirage, Kios has gone charging up the underpass position, but JNT knows it. He's sticking around. He's coming in for support. They're going to try and double peek this area. Now they get the information. Do they go for the double peek? Do they go for the double swing? Or do they just smoke it? It's going to be the latter. At least they got the information, so that's something. Look where Lambert is as well. Look at how much control the LDLC are trying to put forward in this buy round. Lambert up close, ready to be flashed in perhaps, and there we go. Gets the information, but gets tagged, and now he's in big trouble. 2 teammates to support, though, to try and bail him out if required.
Yeah, this was a round rather where they were limited on nades on the Sharks side, so I think this is kind of ideal that they're being pushed down, and actually a decent amount of damage obviously dished out towards Lambert, and well, there you go, a finish. Reelson looking for more. It's a heavy committal rather on the back of that spray. It did keep the player back for a moment, I suppose, and with a kill elsewhere then being found for Zevi on the op, an advantage does sit in favour of Sharks, and it's extended. Nice catch by Luca. That's going to set them up really well now for what looks like it's about to be the A split. I say that because the bomb starts to move back towards A. You've got a man in Palace as well as the player in towards mid who can split in. Surprisingly, though, they're still sending one player back over towards, I believe that's under there, so they're taking their time. They're not in a rush to get that commitment rather on towards the A bomb site. And actually, Luke is going to run up short. This one's a little bit surprising to me. All right, interesting. He keeps the player busy on B at least. So now they know at most there's only just one man on A, so they can effectively move in and pretty easily trade it at worst. Although against the op, it could have still been a little bit dangerous. Thankfully for them, Sixer doesn't land the shot. Luca makes good use of that lurk in towards window. And Haji's left with no other option apart from just saving that weapon over. So a good round from Sharks. They're going to bring it up to 5. And this is the advantage of the initial 4-round streak that they were able to find. They have themselves a good base to work off of. And up on 5 now already, it's going to be a pretty solid foundation to really just add even 2 more rounds to feel really good. Because for both of these teams, they're actually pretty CT-sided on this map. I think LDLC even more so, winning about 60% of their rounds on the CT side.
Yeah, I think I remember reading that up as well. So, yeah, I mean, Sharks, I'm impressed so far. In this series, I've been impressed. Just lost some man advantages on Inferno. Could have easily been a lot closer, as we've mentioned. And now they're showing up again. And I've got to say that it's a very good chance they could easily take their pick here. I would say Dust 2 favours LDLC quite heavily, but still, Sharks putting in a good foot forward here. And honestly, that previous round was quite close. Of course, they did plant the bomb with around 6 seconds to go. If they didn't have a flash for CT, Sixer could have at least tried it and attempted that wallbang, right? And if he hits that wallbang through triple, it would have needed to be a headshot with the AWP, which would have been unlikely. But still, if he hits it, Hadji is, completely in a different time zone, so they're going to win the round just by timeout. So, of course, they did a good flash towards CT to get Sixer off of that angle as they found out he was in that position from that first missed shot. And a timeout will come in from LDLC to sort out the weapons as well. In this round, they have plenty of economy to go for their buy, but a bit of a chat to decide exactly what they want to do. Some aggression, of course, came in that previous round, which didn't really work out for them too well. Trying to take advantage, as you said, of the lack of utility on Sharks. But they managed to recover it. And they have a 5-3 lead now, which is probably the best start they could have hoped for. It sets them up nicely, as you say. It's a starting block, right? It's a building block for what they could do coming up. And already we've got a bit of a setup coming in toward the A site for LDLC. 2 CT pushing up close now toward the Palace position. Sixer on the ladder. Possibly wanted to go aggressive to look for information.
Yeah, it's a very heavy A stack in general. I mean, in terms of how they're playing the bomb site, a lot of them you'll just see retake honestly being played, but instead they've got that man on Palace, they've got one in on site as well as the Zop back in the CT spawn. And it seems to be the perfect call, to be honest, because you can see Sharks are setting straight up for the A execute. You don't see this all that often. Smoke down towards the spawn might at least give them some freedom from the AWP, but you can see there's nades that are going to be tossed down. Molly's in a smoke towards Palace as well. They're, for now, holding on the majority of the players at bay. It's actually only Reelson who's pushed out. He's going to get caught on his own, kept apart from everyone else because of those Molotovs being perfectly placed. And the amount of damage being done is just horrendous for Sharks. They can't get any ground covered. Eventually, Luca recovers a kill. But with 4 players all slightly tagged up now, they might be reconsidering their options. But to be honest, with 45 seconds left, they don't really have a lot of them.
To be fair, though, they've actually kept quite a lot of their utility intact. They've got 1 smoke still to go. They've got plenty of flashes. Zevi's hit a ridiculous headshot toward Mako as well. And LDLC themselves are out of utility after using all of that on the counter. So it's basically down to Sixer now to win his duel. Local will find him first. That's the arm spotted, but Sixer just swings wide. Oh, it's a big round from Sixer. A really important second as well. And now it's all down to JNT. Picks up the AWP. 15 seconds to go. Surely he'll get swung on by Hadji towards CT. Looks for the information and makes it happen. A nice attempt from Sharks, to be honest, considering how much they got peppered by that counter utility. But in the end, too many men for LDLC on the defense, and they'll reach 4.
Yeah, I kind of like the call there, to be honest, from Sharks. It's unfortunate it didn't pay off. I think they were expecting the economy of LDLC to be a little bit weaker after having taken the previous round, and were expecting a lack of nades. And to be fair, the nades weren't amazing for LDLC. They did use them all within that initial kind of burst of action. And then a good call for things to be slowed down from Sharks. But as you said, Sixer steps up in the back. You have everyone kind of just landing the shots there for LDLC when needed. And well, you might get them here from Sharks as well in a round where they'll be looking to try and swing things back in their favor, punishing the under-aggression from Kios. It's sadly only the MP9, but it is still a man advantage for them to sit with now with a ton of time on that clock, and with the pressure instead being shifted on towards LDLC.
Yeah, that was a good counter flash from Sharks to stop that under aggression. It was messy, very messy from both of them, but it is the frag to go in the way of Sharks. And he obviously has that MP9 now recovered. And they're already grouping up toward B to possibly go for a play as a group here. Minute left on the clock. Hadji's holding an aggressive angle, but he might get peeked by the AWP, and that'll be the worst gun for him to duel off against. Zevi doesn't have armor though, so that would be a huge advantage for the Silence M4 if he does get the first few shots off. They're not crossing the apartment's angle just yet. 40 seconds to go. Maka's now in position as well. This could be a wipeout, but the flashes are good for now. Maka does get the first, and Hadji can escape to possibly the best place on the map to defend B. It's my spot. It's the spot I play myself. It always works out for 1-for-1, but in the end, it's finally a trade, and it will get themselves onto the bomb site. You always get the 1 kill from that spot, but it's rarely 2. And now it's down to Sixer coming in from short. He knows there's a player toward bench, but I think he realizes he has to fall away. And in the end, good trades from Sharks once again. They're going to make their way up to 6 with a bit of a pots and pans buy, despite that AWP. They had, bits and pieces of pistols and 1 rifle, I think, maybe a Galil as well. And it's going to work out for them.
Yeah, you're doing that wrong if you're only getting 1, Travis, I've got to say. That's going to be your fallback spot. You should be about here where Pank is, watching the window. Then you should be back there killing a guy coming out balcony. Then you should be killing the guy who pushes you, trying to clear you out of corner.
So I should be just killing everyone. So I just be killing everyone.
That's what I do.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I want to do.
That's how it plays out in my mind every time.
Yeah, of course.
Reality? Not so much.
No. I love that spot though. Genuinely, I do. Like the problem is it is very open to be flashed, so you need to play anti. But that spot is always good. Like if you can get 1 and then fall back to that spot, I feel like it's always a good chance for a second, because it's not an angle that's usually hard to clear. That's the problem with the Mirage B bum site, right? You just, when you push as a T, you need the full group there because you have to check 20 angles, quite literally. So yeah, it's always a rough one. But in the end, Sixer saving the M4 means that they'll all be all they have in this round for LDLC. He's actually in this smoke right now. He's getting spammed through it. That's unfortunate. Down to 34. Might already try and retreat, but he's still sticking around. If you can get 1 and go down here, it would be pretty handy. Lucas trying to find him in that smoke, and in the end does. That's a shame. Taking the gamble with the rifle. Nothing to be had. And now it's just the pistols.
I don't love that, to be honest. I mean, even the 1-for-1 wouldn't really be enough when he's got the only rifle that they're working with. I think it should be utilized in a way there where someone can potentially recover it afterwards. If he's going to peek mid, maybe from connector at the bottom, so someone can pick it up and immediately then try and make use of it as well. I think they just definitely could have put that together a little bit better. They're going to try and at least use the numbers now to rush into Palace. Allows for a trade onto JNT. It gives them a rifle now as well. It's Maka who has the AK in hand, and I believe with that now, Sharks are like, yeah, let's avoid the rifle. Head straight to B, guys. We'll find that most, maybe some pistols in play, and, well, that's exactly what there's going to be. But Haji actually has Kevlar to support the Deagle, and I've seen this man hit some nasty Deagle shots in the past. Let's see if he's going to be able to do it again with the help coming in from Kitchen as well. But no, he's just overwhelmed by too many angles.
Oh, nice headshot from Maka, to be fair. But unfortunately, with no armor, he'll surely be looking to try and fall back off of this one. When he's getting pressured, actually, the spray is a little bit whiffed by Railsim, but he's done a significant amount of damage, and Michael will somehow manage to fall back. Looking to go for a duel, but he'll get caught in the back. Not much he can do about that. And it will be 7 for Sharks. This is some great stuff from them. We mentioned, I mentioned that if they get off to a good start, get their AWP in the action, get these players, trading quickly, playing the fast, explosive CS that you come to expect from this region, and it's working out for them. I thought they could do well on Mirage especially, and right now they are proving me right for once. Anyway, we've got Luca up to 12 and 7. JNT is also on double digits right now. Zevi's having a decent first sort of half so far. And at the moment, really, LDLC haven't got a star that they can really call on to get themselves into the action. Kios is 7, 6 and 10. 6 assists, I'm sure. A lot of S's in that one. Would probably indicate why he's on 109 ADR right now. He's actually got a really nice position if they do go toward late top mid. Might not be expected at all, but it's up for Sharks to actually go there.
Yeah, not the first time we've seen this mid aggression though. See, they are pretty certain of his position with the molly going down. Kios, he can avoid it. Okay. It did burn a little bit, but I'm not actually sure if they're aware of it. Yeah, it seems like he's actually managed to avoid alerting his presence. He actually gets a second out of it. A very late communication coming in there for Luca as 2 kills are found for Kios. The op as well was able to strike in the meantime. And you see Pank and JNT maybe panicking a little bit, realizing they need to make some plays and hope to find some miracles. But it's not going to happen. It's going to be a cleanup of a round there from LDLC to find their 5th. No matter what you've got to say already, Sharks up on 7 here have got themselves a really good T-side. But unfortunately now the economy here for 2 players, for 2 even, is looking at a double eco, so they very likely do buy. If they were to lose this one, then LDLC on track potentially to bring it back to 8 for them, which would be a pretty solid recovery. I think that would maybe do the job. Not quite sure though. Again, as I said, LDLC do tend to win about 60% of their rounds here on the CT side, which is why we said the 7-round T side is already so good for Sharks.
Yeah, I like it so far for sure. But that was unfortunate, right? I mean, Kios being in that position was really smart. The Molotov was just like a fraction too deep, which was just really unfortunate. Like getting caught in the back behind those boxes, and he could just hide from it. And taking the 1 tick wasn't heard. Look where Luca is. He's the one on the Tech 9 in this round. He could manage to catch up a player here, and he will. Oh, he gets a second as well. And that's basically round over. It's just an absolute wipeout with 1 minute 20 to go. Only Lambert left. There's nothing he can do. That is remarkable from Sharks. Just an absolute explosion with the pistols. And, of course, they had an AWP on Zevi as well to get the opening pick. But still, that is incredible.
Yeah, that was just that fell apart incredibly quick, as you said. Lambert, you should at least get 1 kill. No, all right, they can't get anything at all. J&T without Kevlar right there definitely should have been a very, very easy finish for Lambert, but he's not able to land the shots. The pressure of that round, I guess, had mounted against them. Yeah. And the 3-map series is starting to look a little bit more likely here, to be honest. Dust 2, I mean, statistically, is still the stronger map for LDLC. They tend to play it quite a bit more as well, but it's not flawless for them, and it's also Dust 2. We always say it's a very difficult map to predict. It's a bit of a wild card. It really just depends on current form, and if it is a case of Sharks getting victory here on Mirage and then heading onto Dust 2 as the third map, they'll have potentially that momentum going to sway it in their favor a little bit. So we'll have to see how things go here. If LDLC can maybe get their feet back on the ground, at least getting a 6th round here on the CT side is really necessary if they want any chance of making that comeback happen.
Anka's thankfully looking for this aggression toward the Palace position, of course, with the pistols, trying to make something happen. There's one. There's no eye in team, and there's also no eye in Pank, so he's not panicking, that's for sure. Do you like that one? That was okay, right? Try to take after you for that one. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, it's just the pistols on this one, so I can have some word play while we see these cleared up. Mac is in toward the ladder room. Exactly.
4 players, but still 5 guns.
Oh, Julie's trying to do something, but in the end it was a little bit too close, right? You do panic quite literally in that situation when they're closer than you expect. There are 2 more players here to worry about. Haji could easily go insane from this short, close angle. Not going to check his position. We'll get the first headshot, and again, it looks like the reaction is a little bit late there, but in the end, he'll get jumped on, and everything will be okay. Kios and Six are actually both still here, but Kios was very, very low, and Pank will clear up those last 2 to make it 4 on the anti-eco. Now, as you said, Dean, if they can get themselves 10 on the half shots here, that is, honestly, with LDLC's win rate on this map on the CT side in the last few attempts, is honestly a really, really good half.
Yeah, this is fantastic from Sharks. So much better than what we got on Inferno for sure, but just better than what we were kind of expecting after that show. And for us, obviously, being in Europe, we cover LDLC a lot more than we get to see of Sharks. I think this is my first time ever casting any of the players, so it's a bit of maybe there's a small natural bias there, but pretty quickly after map 1, I think Sharks got rid of that. We were kind of going in unsure of what to expect, and then we had so many kind of small rounds, I think, kind of been let slip away, that it had us somewhat doubting their abilities. But right now they're showing us quite a lot, and Lucas just walked up short. They have no idea. This is a free kill on Haji. That's the B-bomb site completely open. They can just walk up to after. They already have the bomb on the way over, and he even takes the kitchen control. This is double digits already sealed. There's nothing to be done for Sixer as he's being left all alone, and he's being flanked out as well. A very quick 10-5 half coming in from Sharks. That is a much, much better showing. We'll see whether they can keep it up now, guys, after the break. We are back, guys. I said it would be a quick break. I was not lying. I think LDLC maybe would have liked another minute or two, though, Travis, if I'm being honest, after how that first half went for them.
Yeah, it was a bit rough, honestly. I think they'll probably look back on it and say we probably could have had 1 or 2 more rounds in that one. 8-7 perhaps was a little bit more representative, but Sharks deserve their 10-5. They've been very solid in general. With their site takes, there's only a few that have really gone amiss with some of just walking into stacks and stuff like that. But LDLC couldn't really do much with their control that they tried to make happen. There's only that one round where Kios really made his way up middle and got a couple of kills, which activated Maka to help out. But I mean, in that last round of the half, right, Luca just ran everywhere and got basically 3 kills and just did whatever he wanted. So, yeah, pretty insane. And with the 10-5 coming in, it will be exactly what they would like, I'm sure, Young Sharks, to give themselves a chance in this series. LDLC up a couple of rounds to try and make back now at 5-10. I think they're going to go fast in toward A. That's a bit surprising. Just basically no utility at all really thrown in. Just a pure duels trying to be made. And because Maka's on the P250, perhaps that's the reason behind it. He's always been very reliable on that boost of that P250. But there's still going to be a B play coming in. And Sixers took out Luca on this flank. The B site's now open for business. Do they rotate into B or do they still take A? What a choice to be made here. So 4 versus 2, they got time to do it. And Maka will just about get another one. And that should seal it now. Just reels in remaining. Once again, Maka showing up with that P250. Some great work from him. And now they know where reels in is. So they can plant safely and get this round sorted. And should be okay. Lots of shots being missed right now, but finally the Gooch will come in and Haji will finish off. So 10-6. This is the start that LDLC needed. Just basically jumping out on both sides in reality.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't anything crazy in terms of the strats at all, but they land their shots and they take a pretty convincing pistol round, and it was a pistol round, obviously, that they really needed if they wanted any hope of making this comeback a possibility. So it's a good find. They're going to go pretty heavy in so far on those SMGs. Maka's actually going to stick to the P250. That's a very interesting choice here. So you've only got 2 Galils, 2 Mac 10s, and a P250. I'm not too sure about this one. Up against the force buy of the Deegs and the Scout, this could end up costing them. We'll see whether it's a close round at least. I think even if some kills can be put through from Sharks, that'll make them pretty happy. And already an opening kill, a second from Luca, and it's just crumbling. They cannot even get out of the apartments. It's 1 by 1 at the moment. The nade goes in to weaken them up even further. At least Maka recovers that Mac 10, but I don't think it's going to even have a chance to be put to use as Reelsin gets himself 3 in the apartments. 4 in total, just absolutely decimating that push and destroying the hope that we had for LDLC off that pistol round.
Okay, that's really impressive from Reelsin. I love that a lot, but it's countered by the fact that LDLC really, really poor on that push. I mean, a bit 1 by 1, a little bit disconnected. Say that again, sorry?
P250, like Maka didn't even buy a weapon.
Yeah, like he's just taking the gamble that Sharks are going to go for the full eco decision, which it can be more of an option now. But yeah, despite how good Maka is on a P250, I would say it wouldn't have changed much because they would have got their heads taken off either way by the Deagle. But they didn't even have a molly for car, really, did they? Like they had it. They had nothing going for them.
I wouldn't mind that if it was a heavy rifle buy. If they had an AK, 2 Galils, 1 Mac 10 maybe, then yeah, okay, you can somewhat see them getting away with the P250 as they're heavy on the rifles and they'll be doing the majority of the fragging anyway. But it was just a weird choice when they weren't on a very strong firepower buy. Otherwise, it just kind of seemed like they lost their pistol round and were playing a force buy after getting a plant there, if anything, with the level of firepower that they had available.
Yeah.
Right now, at least they're working with an M4 and an AK and a 4-on-4, so this isn't a bad position. We'll see what they can get done here. Maybe they can avenge that previous round very quickly. If not, though, then it's going to be a real struggle. It should be Sharks just starting to run away with that lead, so we'll see if there's anything to be said.
Yeah, I mean, Maka did get an opening at least, and he's managed to pick up the M4 as well. So if he spotted one connector, but that will activate Lambert just to get a free frag from Palace. Now that's where it can work out. JNT's toward ramp with the Mac 10, but he's going to be spotted and now surely overwhelmed. Can they get toward his position? They can. Maka, I think, hitting 3 headshots there, with perhaps 2 of them being to the edge of Tetris. And Lambert will even take down Luca with the Mac 10. So whatever. Maybe it was a tactical choice from LDLC just to ruin Shox' economy even further. Of course, I'm joking, but yeah, another ridiculous round victory coming in here. Not one you'd expect. That basically thanks to Maka making up for that previous round.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have a real gun. I kid. But yeah, really good find to get the initial frag. Obviously, putting that M4 into use, and Lambert as well is actually going to get himself a little bit of a pickup there at a rifle. Not going to bother with it. Okay, that's interesting. There was definitely another M4 there. I was thinking maybe he was trying to throw it over towards Haji over at Jungle. I think he's fine. He's going to come get one of the guns here in a moment. They've been juggled towards the ramp. Nice little bit of teamwork there, even with the round done and concluded. They're still working for each other. That's what you want to see. A 7th round, though, for LDLC. They are able to return fire. They pull off the revenge plan there with the pistols and the force supply of their own. You're still going to see a return and investment again from Sharks, and they're able to make it work, honestly, pretty decently. They've got an op even on Zevi. It's glass cannon, but it is there, and I don't think it's going to be expected either, so this could definitely catch LDLC off guard. And they've got a lot of nades behind what is an otherwise limited buy in terms of the firepower, so we'll see what can be done. The rifles are there this time for LDLC. They won't want to be letting things slip once again, and Maka, he's gotten very, very aggressive. It's not expected by JNT. Escaping, though, I was going to say, might not be the easiest of options, but no one really tried to stop him, so he's allowed to get away.
Yeah, that's a really nice play from Maka, actually. He's really making up for that choice early at the moment in the last couple of rounds. Everyone will take Haji down there, and that's the bomb. That's information on what they plan to do, really. Possibly an A-split coming in, and they're now completely aware of it. Realzin will take 6er, Maka will get 1 back, but now the frags are coming back in for Sharks, and they're going to be just eco on eco on eco. When I say eco, it's force buy on force buy, really. At this stage of the game, Maka now in a 1 versus 3. He's got the opening 2 kills, but he can't tap down Realzin. 3 kills for Realzin on the Galil on that CT side. And once again, I'm a bit... What really was the plan there for LDLC? Like, Maka got his open... Like, it looks like they're going for an A split, right? Maka's got his pick toward A early on. He's fallen back, now waiting for his teammates to come up connector and try and take A as a group. But it just falls apart before they can even really get anywhere near the site in the end.
Yeah, I'm really not too sure what the plan was. They definitely didn't utilize their advantage off of Maka's pick very well at all. And again, just can't chain anything together. We're getting a very back and forth first few rounds here on the second half. I'm happy with it. We don't get it too often, but I don't think LDLC are going to be feeling too happy with how it's going down at the moment. On that T side, they had a chance to break down Sharks there if they won that one out and just kind of left the CTs onto their eco, then they would have been very quickly closing in the gap. Instead, now they're working with another very limited force buy of their own. It's a little bit better than I expected, actually, with 3 AKs at least in play.
Yeah, that's the advantage, at least, of the T economy, right? You can obviously often, with the rifles being cheaper, get back into this game and get back into particular situations a bit easier. But utility is a stretch. We've got, what, 3 flashes and 1 smoke. They're just going to have to win the duels on this one. And Sharks should pull away. It's an unfortunate loss for them in that round before the previous round, but it's right now they are looking like the stronger team. LDLC don't look particularly well versed right now on this early T side. A bit messy, going 1 by 1, not trading quick enough. I feel like they're making a little bit, maybe the decisions a little bit rushed as well, which I'm not too happy about to see. And look at this from Pank. Oh, just a wide swing towards stairs. Beautiful double frag towards Sixer and Haji. Lambert should stop him. He does. I think he can possibly pick up that rifle. I think it's directly in front of him. There's a possibility, and with Maka just swinging onto JNT just like that, now there's a chance. Realzin, of course, knows where Lambert is as that rifle is recovered, but he's not going to give himself up that easily. The bomb's actually being planted in the open there, and they have no idea that Realzin's there. Thankfully, it does go down. Lambert wasn't covering it still. A good flash, though, sends him in, but he does so much damage. In the end, it does punish him. Now it's all down to Kios. He has got no armor in this clutch. The grade is decent, but will it even matter? It should get spammed down, and does. Tries to go for the aggressive angle, but in the end, again, a little bit of situations that being overlooked by LDLC are taken advantage of by young Sharks.
Yeah, they really are taking advantage of it, bringing themselves up 13-7, and I think we might finally have to see an eco from LDLC, which would allow for Sharks to sit with double the scoreline of their opponents, which is a bit reminiscent of the position LDLC were in back on Inferno. So they've just completely flipped this game on its head. A fantastic showing from the Brazilians. And with the individual performances that we're getting as well, it's got to leave you the hopeful going on to Dust 2 that they'll be able to keep this up potentially. We'll see though. LDLC want to have something to say about it. We've seen some of these weaker buys already find success, so I'm definitely not counting out the Tech9s and the Deagles. But nades-wise, weaponry-wise, everything favouring Sharks. That 14th round is theirs to lose at this stage. And pretty much the game, or rather the map is too.
Oh,
nice timing on that smoke.
Yeah, perfect. Just gives him free range to spray through it as well, right? With the silence M4, no traces. Works out perfectly. And Rilzin didn't have the best of first halves, to be honest, compared to his teammates. Yet, in the beginning of the CT half, he's been nuts. Multiple multi-frags for him. Hadji manages to get 2 with his Deagle, which is pretty good, to be fair. But he's not going to be winning the round with 47 HP and no armor. So it's going to be 14-7. And funnily enough, that's exactly the score that LDLC had on Inferno. They had double the score at 14-7 as well. So right now, to be fair to Sharks, I mean, obviously, you're absolutely right, Dean, when we say that, having not watched Sharks as much as we've watched LDLC, there can possibly just be a bit of general bias having seen more of LDLC and knowing that they had such a great result the other day against Copenhagen Flames. But right now, Sharks are just as good as LDLC. They're matching them pound for pound, especially on this map. And we might be going into Dust 2 with it being anyone's game.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. It does seem almost confirmed at this stage. I didn't initially think after how map 1 went down that we were going to be getting the 3-map series, but clearly we underestimated, maybe overestimated then LDLC a little bit on Mirage, because there hasn't been a great showing from them, to be honest. Even with Maka having a decent kind of showing himself with the AWP, you've had Kios being a little bit quieter, Sixers not giving the same level of performance as we got from him back on Inferno either, so it's just in general LDLC, they're going a bit quiet. Not by option though, they are being forced to do so by Sharks, who have been just kind of imposing their will in whatever they wanted to do so far throughout this map, it seems. And well, aggression from Reelsin. It's only good for the 1 kill, but a ton of damage behind that. I was going to say leaves the CTs in a really good position, but Luca, he could be in trouble. He's been overlooked though. They have absolutely no idea this is the play. He's got himself too. He's denied the bomb plant. You've still got a low health player in the back of the bomb site as well. He's not going to be allowed to get that one, but he doesn't care. As long as Sharks take the round, that's all that matters. And suddenly it's all on Hadji. And well, even with that 1 kill being found, now his position has been noted. You've got both Pank and Luca just zoning in on Kitchen. And well, he's not got the bomb, so he's going to have to move back around, and is just looking to take a different approach here with a bit of time to work with. Pank did hear that drop, though, although it might have been hard to tell whether it was a drop or to jump onto short.
Yeah, I think that's, as you say, could be mid as well, like up short, could be the short jump, could be underpass, I'm not entirely sure. So this could be the right play from Hadji. It would keep his team in this game. Some great play coming in from Luca on this round. Perfect trigger discipline toward Van. Can he be rewarded for it? Hadji's looking for a duel. I would expect him to check his close left. He would usually do so. Takes a tight angle and finds the headshot. Now it's all down to the hero of the round. That is Luca. Can he finish this off with a 3K? It's 2K versus 2K right now. Hadji's got 2 of his own. Jumps across the angle. 7 seconds to go, though. Surely there's no time to find this player. Going to try and shift up and just check the site in its entirety. Should get the duel, but in the end, it was always going to be favoured for Luca, and that is a big 3K from him. 15-7. Basically all his doing to bring his team to map point.
Yeah, and 8 of them as well. So it's going to be a while, even if LDLC do start building their way back into this game before they can actually get to that OT. So it's not going to be easy. The first of those 8 rounds as well, unfortunately, they don't really have very much to work with. So this is the hardest of them. If they can get past this hurdle, then maybe you can see a little bit being done. At the very least, you can see maybe a few more rounds for LDLC to warm themselves back up a bit before we head on to Dust 2. But my hopes are not too high, I'm not going to lie. Just trying to build up a little bit of a storyline here. LDLC straight into the A execute, though. A little bit surprised by this. The nades aren't fantastic for the CT side, in fairness. They've already used a few of them, as that HG at least does some damage, but you can see the smokes for now. I was going to say give room for those CTs to hold up close, but it's not really going to work out. It's the Mach 10 of Lambert that finds 2 entrances. Even while blind, he manages to get Luke in there in the spawn. It's still a 3-on-3 though, which favors Sharks.
Yeah, that was so weird. Lambert just basically giving up there, just wildly swishing his mouse back and forth, hoping that he gets the frag, and he did. But this could be crucial. Maka's on a long flank here, but with Lambert being taken down and Maka only on that 3 HP, it's basically all on Sixer. The lineup is coming in for Maka, but they find it immediately. Now it's all Sixer. Gets the first headshot, and he knows where the second player's coming in from. Can he do even more damage? No. It's a quick no-scope from Zevi, and that is a superb performance from Sharks on Mirage. I mentioned that I thought that... Never mind. I thought they had a fuse kit picked up, but they're not going to have it. Incredible. Well, Sixers managed to waste the time down enough to win the round for his team. That is a surprise. Let's look at the money actually quickly on Sharks. Did they have enough for a kit that round? Should they have had one? Was there one on the site that they couldn't pick up? I don't know, but still, we stay alive for a little while longer.
I don't think so anyway. Not on Reels in anyway, because he only had 1,400 there, so that was the loss bonus, obviously, that he got. Zevi might have had 400, but I think he got himself a bit during the round right on the AWP, so unfortunately, I just don't think they were able to buy one on either of those surviving players, and I don't know if there was one lying around either. But again, I mean, they still have 7 opportunities to get this one done. They did kill everyone in the previous round at least, so it leaves, again, the buy at least slightly limited with that Galil in play, or at least was in play. Haji's actually got one as well, apologies. But Kios goes down early. Lambert steps into the crosshair of the op that scoped on Palace, and suddenly they're in a 3-on-5 once again, heavily on the back foot. And it's not getting any better, to be honest.
Yeah, that's just insane. Zevi's going to get another one as well. Gets taken down to 29 HP, but now it's all down to Haji and Mako. We've seen Haji do some great attempts, some clutches in the past, and I don't think, Zevi most certainly does think. He finds Haji toward that connector lurker. Now it's all down to Maka, and this should be where it ends. Always drop toward ramp, a whole minute to go, but Pank is double checking it right now with the shoulder peek with the MP9. He'll be recovered, but it looks like now this is finally where Sharks will do it, and they don't have a bomb to defuse to make it happen as of yet, so it should be okay. They don't have a kit in this round either, but it shouldn't matter. Drop down for Maka will be heard. Hank will spot it and shut down his smoke, being ultra careful about this one. Maka, what does he even do in this situation? Already Luca's going through TV room to try and cut him off if he does go back toward B. All the positions are held. Not really much you have to say about it. Hank is behind the smoke. He'll reveal his position, even get tagged through that smoke as well. He's using every bit of utility he has to try and make something happen, even all the bullets as well on that AK-47. But with 15 seconds to go, it's basically all said and done. Luca's coming in on this flank. Don't think Maka's going to be looking for it as of yet. Should get caught as the reload comes in. 9 seconds to go, and even it's a grenade to finish it off for Luca. That's perfect, and we do get to see Sharks get over the line. A better map score than Inferno, to be fair. They're looking the better team in a weird way so far today. We'll go to a break.